What's up, guys? I'm gonna BroBeatzTV. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make some really dark melodies using a new and easier method. So I went ahead and marked down all the sound selections so you kind of know what type of sounds to use so you can get your own sounds. Now, if you want to use what I use and maybe you don't have analog labs or whatever, you want to use the exact sounds. These banks do come with the one shots. So all the sounds will be linked in the description, comment section. You know, you get the drill. So if you want to use this bell, every single sound, the high and low version, so this sound, okay, will come with it. All right, so that's just a quality of life. So let's grab a scale real quick, and I think we run with the D sharp, just because, and I don't know why that didn't. There it goes. Just because if I do want to make a beat out of this, that'll be a nice key to add so that we can add an 808. So start with our high bell. So I'm gonna give you a little trick. All you need to do here is just find two notes. And those two notes is just the first two notes from your minor chord or original chord. So if you just want to make the original chord, you can cheat the system by just moving this over. But I think this is perfectly fine. So all you need to do is take this note here and pull it up 2 octaves. You could do 1, but 2 will give you a lot of range, will give the illusion that the melody is full when it's not. Right? So it's already sounding pretty full. All you have to do is add 2 notes or 2 in here and it sounds nice. So what I would do is probably just move this along like this, and then we could probably come up with like a little bass line. So we want this to be easy and simple. So what I'm gonna do is actually take this and make a chord backwards. So just like we made a chord forward, we're gonna make a chord backwards. Okay, and if you see, we land on this B, which is a part like this tension area, these half steps, and these obviously a lot of y'all know give you like the dark sound. So we can use this as part of our bass line. Let's do something like this. Okay. Okay, so now we got some very like music box sounding, very creepy, which is what we want. So now we need notes in between. So all we could do is just take this same note, pull it up, and then we just use these notes that we already know work. I'm gonna make these like shorter. Boom. All right, and obviously we need no other notes to go with that. So what other note could work to give us tension? This note. But remember, it's the same exact thing we did over here. You want to pull it up an octave. Right, and adding 1 note makes it sound that much different. And if you want to add other notes, you can, like, I don't know if you want to, do something like this maybe. If you want to do something like that, you can. I'm taking this slow because I know there might be a lot of beginners that watch this video, so I want to make sure everyone understands this, because not everyone understands music theory out the box. So from here, if you want to, you can start adding other stuff. So you can start just dragging stuff over. You can take that B, pull it up 2 octaves, same method, pull it up another octave, and we can kind of use these tension areas right here. Okay, and just kind of build on it, and we can actually use something right here. And a little hack, I'm not going to explain why it works, but what you could do is actually go off the scale if you want it to sound a little bit creepier. See, and maybe we can add like, so I'll play this once or twice through. Okay. All right, so that is the hardest part. I wanted to really explain that, so people really understand. I really want y'all to be able to make this stuff without having to click on a YouTube video. Okay, I want you to, every time you want to make a dark beat or melody, you shouldn't have to watch a YouTube video. You should be able to do this yourself and come up with your own melody. So I think what we can do, since we did take a long time explaining that, I think we can just copy this down to our low bell. Obviously with this one, I would usually change it a bit, but I think for time's sake, I think we can just switch that. So this is the sound that I'm using, and this sound has like built-in reverse effect. So I'll show you what this sounds like now. just to give it more depth. So that is the main melody, and we're gonna go ahead and kind of round it out with the rest of these sounds. Next up, we have our thin lead. So this is the sound. Okay, so a thinner sound. Thinner just means it has less bass in it to make it simpler. So this is our thin lead. And this is going to be 10 times easier because we already have the blueprint, and the blueprint is just we just used the first few notes of our, or the triad of our key, right? So with this, I don't know if you wanted to do something like this to make like a chord. And I will probably just offset this because it's more of like a counter. Right, just kind of give it a little rhythm, but bounce. And then I would just do this, pull it down one, because this is a half step here. Okay, just delete that note, or you can keep it and see what that sounds like. But for me, that's a little bit too much tension, so I'm gonna delete it. And it's like cleaner now, right? So. All right, very simple stuff here. Since we already have this built out, once you have your main melody built, everything should be easier because now you just follow the main melody. You just change the notes octave, because if you really look at this F sharp and the F, the chords here, it's the same thing. I just moved it over, right? It's the same notes. So yeah, that's the lead. Let's go ahead and move on to our extras and our bass. Next up, we have this whistle. Now, the only reason I added this is because I bought this and I need a reason to use it. So we're gonna be using this. So it's the same process. It's just now we just need to find a rhythm for the notes that we want to use, which is just these kind of same notes. So we need to find a different place for it to sit. So I'm gonna listen, probably turn the metronome on. So I'm thinking like maybe somewhere right here. So maybe we can just use those same notes. And these kind of have the same timbre a bit. They kind of like mesh together, but we could probably fix that with effects. Maybe something like that. And I'm gonna lower these just a bit so I can hear it. I think we could just pop up to this note, honestly. I think that sounds a lot better. And I think we could just leave it just like that. Let's try this. Nope, I like it higher. So yeah, that's the whistle. Not needed, but it's in here anyway. So I'm gonna just pull these back up. Let's go ahead and add our bass. Lastly, we're gonna go ahead and take care of our bass. So this is the bass we're using. So with this, you could literally just take this and just kind of copy the notes in there. And if you want to, you can add some other notes. So if you want to, it's to add an A sharp. Now the reason I'm adding the A sharp is because it's a part of this harmony. Pull that down an octave. So that's why I'm doing that. Right, so now it's sounding super dark. I'll lower this a little bit. So I'm gonna just add some effects now, and I'll go over the effects. I'm gonna try to keep it real simple and plain, but I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now we're gonna go over the effects. So I didn't do a lot. The only notable thing I did was on the main sound. I just added a shaper box, and what I did was I put halftime on the high part, and then on the lower half I did a I guess pitched it up so it did double time. So I'll show you what that sounds like, and then I'll just increase the effect. And I just kind of crunched it down a bit. Just to give it a little bit more depth. And that's pretty much the only like nice thing that I did. Everything else I just kind of added reverb, and Supermassive was kind of like reverb and delay. So I just kind of added that default one on, and then this one I added just some reverb to the whistle. Okay, so this is what it sounds like. And then just to play around, I added a halftime on top. I always do this to every melody just to see, or like a reverse. So for this one, I like the halftime for this. And then just to boost the volume a bit, I just added a soft clipper to boost the post. So this is like the slowed version. Right, and I could pitch that up and probably sample that or something like that, or add a piano on top. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.